What if I told you that Love Quinn, the most dangerous, unpredictable match for Joe Goldberg, was never meant to die by his hand? Imagine an ending so shocking, so twisted, that it flips everything you thought you knew about you on its head. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the alternative fate for Love Quinn, the one Netflix didn't show you, and trust me, it's darker, more dramatic, and will have you questioning who really had the upper hand. Ready? Let's dive in. First, let's set the stage. In the Netflix series, we watched Love and Joe's relationship spiral into chaos, ending with that unforgettable, slow-burning confrontation. But here's the first curiosity gap. In the original Caroline Kepnes novels, love story takes a completely different turn, one that's just as intense, but even more tragic. Why did the creators choose to change her fate? And what does that say about love's true nature? We'll get to that twist soon. To really understand Love's alternative ending, we have to rewind to the end of Hidden Bodies, the second book in the series. At this point, Joe is arrested for the murders of Beck and Peach, a moment that, in the show, doesn't happen until much later. But here's the kicker, Joe isn't panicked. He believes Love's powerful family will bail him out. And he's right, but there's a catch. They'll pay for his freedom only if he disappears from Love's life forever. Not only that, but Love gives birth to their son while Joe is in prison, and he never even gets to meet his child. This isn't just a breakup, it's a total erasure. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Joe, ever the master of reinvention, vanishes to Bainbridge Island, trying to start over. But old habits die hard. He quickly becomes obsessed with a new woman, a local librarian, falling back into his familiar, dangerous patterns. Meanwhile, Love is left to raise their son alone, her life shaped by the absence of the man she once loved so fiercely. But Joe can't resist checking in from afar, watching their lives unfold on social media, haunted by what he's lost. Why does he keep looking back? Is it guilt, or something darker? This leads us to an even more fascinating discovery. Love, feeling abandoned and desperate, reaches out to Joe. She lures him to a private meeting in Los Angeles, their first time alone since his arrest. But this isn't a reunion. It's a reckoning. And here's the second big curiosity gap. What happens when two obsessive personalities finally collide, with nothing left to lose? In the novel, the confrontation is raw and explosive. Love pulls a gun on Joe, not as a threat, but with every intention of using it. She fires, hitting Joe in the head. Believing she's killed the only man she's ever truly loved, Love turns the weapon on herself, ending her own life. But here's the twist Netflix never showed: Joe survives. Love dies thinking she's finally rid the world of Joe Goldberg, convinced that no one else will ever have him. In reality, Joe goes on, unchanged, a chilling reminder of just how unstoppable he is. Let's pause for a moment. The Netflix series gave us a meticulously crafted, visually stunning finale, Love poisoning Joe, a haunting soundtrack, and a final twist that left viewers reeling. But the novel's ending is rawer, more impulsive, and arguably more true to Love's character. She's not the cold, calculating killer we see on screen. She's a woman driven by obsession, acting in the heat of the moment. Her demise isn't Joe's victory, it's the tragic result of her own inability to let go. So which ending fits Love Quinn best? The show's version, where she tries to outsmart Joe and loses, or the books, where she's undone by her own obsession? In many ways, the book's ending feels more authentic to Love's impulsive nature. She was always the female counterpart to Joe, driven, passionate, but less calculating. Her final act is one of desperation, not design. Both endings underscore the same truth: Love and Joe were always two sides of the same coin, trapped in a cycle of obsession, violence, and dependency. But where Joe can move on, reinvent himself, and continue his dark journey, Love's story ends with her unable to imagine a life without him. It's a haunting, poetic conclusion that lingers long after the final page. Now, here's your moment. Which ending do you think is more fitting for Love Quinn: the cold, calculated demise in the Netflix series, or the impulsive, tragic end from the novels? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more breakdowns of you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you have your own theories or alternative endings, I'd love to hear them. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you want more in-depth analysis of every season of You, check out the other videos on the channel. And remember, in the world of Joe Goldberg, nothing is ever as it seems. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep questioning the stories you think you know.